Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie Eat the Hype Reese, and filling the ever-revolving third chair this week is none other than the Platinum Princess herself, Miss Haley. How are you tonight, sir? That's it? We're just giving thumbs up?
I'm drinking.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
Yeah.
it's going so far.
Yeah.
I don't
me a-
have alcohol because I have to be a responsible person, but you know.
I am responsible and I'm still drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
That's how that
Yeah,
works.
drink responsibly, exactly. I'm the
Drink
only adult in my house
responsibly, yes.
right now.
But I
yeah.
have errands to run, and I haven't eaten dinner yet, so alcohol probably not the best.
Got a long day, man. A long week. I didn't get home until like 7 my time, so like I eat dinner and like
Whoa.
the show started. Like it's really like
Whoa.
it's like this just happened. So I was like, wow.
Damn.
Snuck up
7?
on me. Yeah. The office
Why
was today,
so
and
late?
and I have to drive. You know, I've been on the road most of this week, and I'm going to be on the road tomorrow. I'm going to drive 40 miles to and from tomorrow morning. I'm just like, ugh. So,
Oh.
Lord.
I'm tired.
That's a
man.
lot. I can only imagine.
Yep.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like fun times at all.
Daughter's car broke down. I'm just, it's fine. Normal life stuff. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything pales in comparison to like the stress Delvin's going through and stuff. Like nothing like that. But,
Yeah.
Very true.
But yeah, not digging it. Not my favorite week.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's just a lot going on, and sometimes it just
Fucking
bees that way.
Presidents decided to come to Atlanta.
Oh, I saw that. I'm like, what?
Can they go somewhere else? Go to
Everything
Bakersfield.
revolves around Atlanta right now.
God,
apparently.
yeah, it's like the center
For
of the
last
damn
4
universe.
years.
Go somewhere else. Anywhere else. For the love of God. Everybody goes somewhere else.
Oh, that's
Johnny needs a break.
Give this man a rest, please. Please.
It's like every week, man. There's something else.
What do they just throw like locations on a dartboard and it just lands on Atlanta?
No, I think Atlanta loves to be in the spotlight. I think they sell themselves considerably short. I think they pay their people very little. I think labor costs are low. I think there's lots of reasons why people come to Atlanta. The reason all the movies are made here is because the state was like, this is cool. No taxes for any of these people. Like it's just they like it. It's just they like it. They want to like it, and that's why.
It's close to Florida, not quite Florida.
Yeah, because
That's
I think they'd be in
basically
danger if they actually went to Florida. Like that's
Yeah.
we're like safe Florida.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's where my boss and his wife.
Or
went on
PG-13 Florida.
It's Florida.
PG-13 Florida. That's good. Well, I would say hopefully some of this eases up for you, but I just don't see that
Not.
happening.
No.
But hey, you got some new games coming that look fun. I know you're very intrigued by. So
It was a good day on that
There's
front. I didn't have as
something
much time to take all that in as I wanted, but I did get to see some things. And yes, as I continue to remind everybody, I think 2025 is going to be better than people were expecting at the start of the year.
yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty good.
It's gonna be
Indeed.
a packed year, especially if GTA hits next year.
You remember how like people, not just us, I often cite Delvin and Dev about this because they were there, but it was like industry wide. That's not them. The entire industry was like, this year's going to suck. This is going to be one of the worst years in gaming. It's like, there's going to be some good games coming out.
Because I don't think me or Delvin ever thought it was going to be a bad year of gaming. I think we thought there's plenty of games out. It's just a matter of there's not a whole lot we're interested in. Like, that's the sentiment that I was at. Like, yeah, there's a lot of games coming out. It just there's not a whole lot I'm interested in.
It was a lot of like 2025 can't possibly compare to, or 2024 can't possibly compare to 23. And it may not be as good, but I think it might be near as good.
I think it's just as good. It
close.
started out great. Think about all the stuff that we got early
know.
in the year. Like,
I know. My whole take on this, not that I'm like some damn Nostradamus or anything. It just, from all the delays that we had, there was like that 2021 year where he had like nothing. And I was just like, there's a lot of stuff at work and they got to come out at some point. Like they can't just keep getting delayed. And I think we're about to go into that season.
Yep.
I think we're about to get into that now. I think once we get through the year, I think Sony's about to show up. I think Nintendo will show up again. Like, I think it's about to turn back on. Like the spigot's about to turn back on here. And I think it's going to be a fun little ride.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Haley, as you're kind of a guest, not really. You kind of live here.
I do live here. I am
Yeah.
always available.
It's like the roommate. It's like the stepchildren every other weekend.
Yeah, basically.
You know, holidays.
Yeah,
Y'all ever need someone, just message me. So that's
basically.
fair. Yeah.
What you been up to? What you been playing?
I've played a couple things, mostly still Fallout. But before I talk about that, I did try Ghost Runner 2 from PS Plus.
Oh yeah.
I really love Ghost.
Cyberpunk. That game is hard as hell.
You're telling me, man.
That's
I
that game, right? Yeah, I know that game. That game is hard as fuck.
I loved the first one so much. I start the second one, you finish the first level, and they throw you into a boss fight. I'm like,
Yeah,
I've had no time to memorize the combat. What are we doing?
game's super tough.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. I'm here for it.
Like, I played a total of 20 minutes, and 14 of them have literally just been me, like, being demolished by this boss. Like,
Yep,
because
that's that game.
it gives you a timer for how long, like, each level took you. It took me 6 minutes to beat the first level, and then the next 15 was me getting my ass kicked.
It's super fun. I mean, it's
Yes,
super.
yeah.
It's super optimized, and it's really nice. Like everything's really fast and looks great, and like it's on like on Switch, and like it runs on everything. So like it's quite a feat, but also like kick you in the teeth hard. I
Yep.
played that game for a couple hours and like never again. No thanks.
It's more or less that, like, we're kind of in, like, hey, we got a bunch of Walmarts running right now season. So it was like, do I want to learn this right now, or do I just want to focus on something I know how to play and I'm going to have a good time with? So I'm just mostly, it's why I haven't, like,
a good time.
Like, I have Animal Well installed. I just haven't opened it yet. Right. So, I've heard good things. I'm excited to play it. It's literally been like, I am working out the ass. Let's just play Fallout.
See, this is why. I mean, I've never claimed to be good at games.
Touch
I'm pretty sure I'm not. But there's also a reason why I don't play them. Tougher games, and that's why. Like, gaming is not that for me. I'm not trying to show my prowess, or I'm trying to escape. I'm just trying to forget about Atlanta for a few hours.
Hey,
Not walk in and get my ass handed to me by the Ghost Runner boss. Like, what is this shit?
fuck it. It's so weird too, because I think I read, like, what?
That's adding to the misery that already exists. I already do that on a daily basis. I already fight a boss all day.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Trying to come home, trying to get some power armor, trying to get some mechs, trying to blow some shit up.
Interesting.
It's funny though, because like in Ghost Runner 1, I think you go like what, 12 levels before you even see like a boss at all.
Yeah.
And then here it's like, hey, here's the first level. Fuck you. Here's a boss.
Hey, you came for seconds. You wanted more. They said more.
Yeah, I
More.
sure did.
You got it.
So actually, I was playing Fallout just before we started recording. I just reached level 40. I still have not advanced the main quest past Act 1. It's literally like,
wow.
I am just exploring. So you've never played Fallout, right?
I have.
Okay, well, Fallout 4 has a perk called Idiot Savant, and at each of its levels, it gives you like an XP bonus randomly based on like a chance based on your intelligence meter. The perk level that I have it at, not only does when it pops, it gives me 5 times experience for whatever action I just did. It also has a random chance to give all of my kill actions around it 3 times XP. So it just like boosts you. Yeah. So that's how I've reached level 40 without advancing the main story past Act 1. I've just been doing a bunch of side stuff and exploring. Working on the one trophy that has given me a pain in the ass. It's why it took me so long to platinum the game in the first run. It was the settlement trophy. I have 20% left to go for it, and then it's done, and I don't have to touch that stuff again.
So did the trophy list not carry over from PS4 to PS5?
So it's a new trophy list, and you could carry over. You could carry over old saves, but trophies don't pop, so you have to earn them all again.
Okay.
Which is fine by me. I had a good time earning the platinum for Fallout 4. Like, I don't need things to auto pop. Like, for example, when I Last of Us Remastered, Last of Us 2 Part 2 remastered, right?
Mhm.
I didn't want that to auto pop, but I also wanted like to continue my New Game Plus save.
Right.
As soon as I brought that over, just boom, auto pop. Like
Yeah. Okay.
that took the wind out of the sails for me. I'll go back and play the game over again, but for now it's like not there because it took the wind out the sails. I wanted to earn the achievements again. Oh nope, I got them all in 1 second.
Yeah, I can see that.
Whereas something like when I did it for Spider-Man Remastered,
Mhm.
I didn't want to go through like the 100%ing the city again. So I was totally
that
fine
would-
with that auto popping.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a grind and a half right there. So
Sure,
just give me
sure
that.
is.
Give me that trophy, please. Give me that.
Yep.
Makes sense.
That's
logged
about all I
into,
played.
I logged into Twitter to tweet that we were live, and I opened up the PSVG account to a tweet from Jez that says, "What should Xbox call the next Xbox?" With all of like the rumors going around, and I am fighting the ever-loving urge to reply, PlayStation 6.
Why would you fight that urge? Why not just say that?
That's a good tweet. It's a good tweet.
Embrace the shenanigans. PlayStation 6 sounds about right. Oh, Xbox. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Well, all I've been playing is Stellar Blade. I fucking love this game. I'm at a boss that's currently kicking my teeth in. I have been mopping the floor with just about every boss I've come across, and I finally got to one close to the end. I'm pretty sure, and I'm just not being patient. That's the problem. Like I've been like just. I can't read that.
I could. I saw it. Oh.
But yeah,
For
I've
John
just
32
been-
in the chat, enabling me here. He's like, do
do
it.
it. Yeah, as you should. But yeah, I've just been. It's been on easy mode for a minute, just because I have so many abilities, and I've found out lots of different little patterns and ways to just completely destroy bosses. I finally get to one where I have to actually be patient and not try to just bowl her over. And yeah, she's handing me my ass right now, so I gotta just sit back, be patient, and then I will kick her in the teeth. So, but yeah, really loving this game. If there's one thing that I could change about it, it would be the jumping. Like Eve jumping is like the absolute worst. You know how like in previous Assassin's Creed games, like the early ones, like it was frustrating because anytime you'd run or jump, he would just grab everything.
Yeah. You would try to move
Yeah.
up and he just like parallels off the side and go, you're like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? Yeah. I hate
Eve
that.
does none of that. She grabs nothing ever.
Oh.
Like it has to be so precise. And there's a lot of areas where like you have to like platform, and her platforming is so bad. You're just like, oh God, here I go plummeting to the earth again. This sucks. So that would be the one thing that I would say I wish they would adjust is like the platforming. Just give her a little bit of stickiness. Like there's only one place you're supposed to be jumping. Can you please just have her have some awareness to jump to that thing?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I'm absolutely loving the game.
It's their first
Definitely
game, right? Like, is the
That studio shift up? Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, it's.
Yeah.
I'm always very, very forgiving when the studio's like first game is out. It's like, yeah, it's their first time.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a very minor.
Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't even know the name of the studios making.
I remember the
this game.
same thing
Doesn't
like
matter.
Kenna. I was like, man, for their first game out, Kenna was pretty damn great.
Yeah,
You know, it's
a good
pretty
game.
awesome.
yeah. So Stellar Blade and my life away. Hopefully, I'll finish it soon. Definitely gonna go for the platinum. We'll play the new game plus because it not only they add stuff to it, so there's
It adds new
more
skills,
stuff
right?
to do. Yeah, new skills, new abilities. I think there's some new mini bosses too. So I'm definitely gonna play the new game plus. Probably platinum this one just because I'm enjoying it. That other than that, I ain't playing shit. So that's all I got.
Nice.
Donnie, what you been up to?
Not much because I've been working so much on things. Like I'm playing Hyrule Warriors. I've been talking on track for weeks. Like I've had the Zelda itch, and just like trying to refrain from playing anything that it would scratch it. Like I don't know what I want to play. Like I want to play Wind Waker, but I'm also like I've been on like 2-year-long wait and see if it comes to Switch, and I just know in my heart of hearts I'm gonna play it, and then they're gonna announce it.
Yep.
You know, like you just know it. You're like, that's how it's gonna happen. So I keep not doing it. So I was scrolling through my Switch and I came across the Hyrule Warriors logo and I was like, let's do this. And I started a new save and just started playing Hyrule Warriors again. It's mindless, mindless fun. I do love that game, by the way. I've talked about it for years. I won't go too in depth with it, but there were years ago, Nintendo released, it was called like the Hyrule Compendium or something like that. And it essentially was like this asinine way, which they've already said like really doesn't make sense, but they tried to like canonically tie all of the Zeldas together through like different timelines and different periods of the hero and all of that. And this game is that. It is like if every Zelda game was connected through like these different universes and you could time travel through them all in one game. And that is Hyrule Warriors with like Japan, big busty Japanime characters also. Like some yeah, they got one character, her name's Sia, and Sia's got cups for days for sure. So it's a lot of that too. It's a lot of Bandai stuff on top of that. So it's all of this stuff plus Bandai, and it's just wacky and fun and dumb and kind of mindless.
What a statement.
Yeah.
Got cups
for days. I mean, she busts the bus for sure. She's great. I put her in the mainline game. Everybody's trying to play as Zelda. I'm trying to play as Sia. Okay, like make that game. Let's do that Zelda game. 100%. I do, and you can play as her in the game. She's a playable character. So is Ganon. You can be Ganon and like wreck shop. It's stupid. Like, for all these years, people are like, I wish I could play Zelda. You can in Hyrule Warriors. You get to play as Zelda. So I got the Master Sword the other night. It was fun. My wife's really playing Animal Crossing, so the other night we did have fun. We played together. She played Rock Band with me, so she sang while I played guitar, and we had our little Rock Band moment. And I'm still playing through the campaign. I haven't been playing my PC as much, but I did start Sons of Valhalla last week, and I am enjoying that so far. And once I play more, I'll talk about it more.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful game, especially for like the sprite work. It's a 2D side-scrolling, like survival RPG. It's like Valheim if Valheim was in 2D.
Okay.
Right? So they have other games like this. I don't know the developer. I'm not like a fan of the franchise, but I'm aware that they have other games that are like the same game. They're like reskinned. And they did a Vikings one. And I saw it about the time I was playing Valheim, or Steam told me about it when I was playing Valheim. And it came out a couple weeks ago. And I booted it up. I posted some screenshots in our Gametography channel. It is gorgeous. Like, it's really pretty. Very shiny, very bright and vibrant. And I did play, and I am having fun. It's a side scroller, so like you can command troops and you can run to like the right side of the screen, and like you can try to take over a city and lay siege and break down the door and kill all the people. But you also like, build facilities and like raise soldiers and like fish and do all like the city building stuff too. But it's all side scrolling. It's all flat and side scrolling, like sideways. It's not like a 3D open world or anything like that. So it's different. And there's like, Zeus and shit's there, and the Bifrost and all of the Thor shit, all of that stuff is there, whatever the mythologies make all that.
Valhalla.
Yeah, it's all there. So I'm playing a little bit of that, but I won't talk about much more than that. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's all I'm really doing.
Sweet. So we're all basically just grinding away at life and playing games here and there.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm like,
it's that season.
I took off a week for work, came back. That week sucked. It's not getting better. I'm like already like I should take off again. Just quit and wait for them to evict me. Maybe. I think I'm not even lying. I think I might take a day off, like just to play Hellblade or something. Like I'm
nice.
already back, and I'm like I need a day.
I have 3 days off this weekend, but that's because it's a holiday weekend here. So,
what's the holiday?
It's Victoria Day.
The hell does that mean?
My daughter has her own day in Canada. Let's make sure I let her know that.
Absolutely.
In Canada, you would be a big deal.
We will absolutely Victoria believe that. Yeah. Thank you, John. It was for Queen Victoria. They're not going to
wait a minute. So like we threw all their tea into the ocean, and y'all gave them a holiday.
I mean,
What kind of shit is that? We should take you over and have like Uncle Sam Day or like
Okay,
right, like they're like Queen Victoria Day. Like, what is that? That is so un-American.
Absolute shenanigans.
Hold on. Let me also just point out, y'all know we're still technically part of the British Commonwealth, right? We're our own
I did
country,
not know that.
but
I don't think that's true at all. That's not.
The king is literally like.
Are you on their money? If you're not on their money, you're not a part of the kingdom. Wait a minute. Doesn't France own like half of you? How does that work?
No, they did in 1867.
Wait a minute. Don't they all speak French?
That's
French Canadian, yeah.
Okay, so that's more ownership than technicality. We're a part of the kingdom. They actually still speak the language.
The king is the highest level of our government, and also they're on our money.
I realize I have the C cup still up. I didn't even realize, Sean, like it's still up.
This is very funny as we're talking about the way the Canadian government works. Yeah, no. There's the prime minister and all that, and then above that is the king. So yeah.
What king? King who?
Yeah, who?
King Charles.
Do they even think of you?
King Charles.
Do they know that? Does anybody let them know that they still have territories?
When we sign a bill into law, the king can veto it if he wants.
When is the last time that has happened?
When does he even pay attention to Canada? Like,
I don't know. If he pays attention.
I don't think he knows that Canada exists. I don't think he knows that that's there.
Yeah.
I think we should just own Canada.
I agree.
Like, let's stop fiddling around and it's like, hey, like we're just gonna put the flag up now.
You belong to us now.
If you guys want to like do the opening of Fallout, sure, annex Canada. Let's see how that works.
I mean, I
got sports teams up there and everything anyway.
Listen, hang on. I'm sure we would be fine trying to annex Canada. Okay? No offense. Hawaii might be okay trying to annex Canada. Like,
this is also true.
I don't think the king's going to come for y'all.
Yeah.
I don't actually care about the king, just so we're clear. Pointing out the way the Canadian government works.
I didn't realize Sean has a king. Do you do like a pledge of allegiance to the king or something?
No. We don't do that shit. We don't do a pledge of allegiance.
Does your money just work in the UK?
No, you would still need to convert it.
So that doesn't count. So this doesn't count.
I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you how it works.
I don't think this is a rule.
I don't know that anybody makes the rules right now. It's just like free for all shenanigans.
He can back me up.
I don't think it makes a difference if he backs you up or not. So could John 32.
There goes Dev. Hey, the UK heard him talking shit, and he got straight up zapped.
What just happened here?
We have no idea. You were in the middle of saying something, and boom, just gone.
I think the King's ninjas came for you, Dev.
Apparently, Canadian's king did not appreciate that at all.
Yeah, didn't take your slander at all.
I don't make the rules. I don't care about the king or the monarchy or any of that. It's just. That's how our government works.
I think that's reciprocated.
Prime Minister.
I don't think they know about Canada.
They're not checking for Canada at all.
That's just Canadian
part
pesos.
Of North America. Canadian pesos.
Looky there. John 32. America is our side piece. The UK is daddy. Wow.
I mean, if they're daddy, do they offer you at least dual citizenship or something? Like, are you good to just go there?
It is easier for us to get citizenship in the UK.
You should automatically just have it. I mean, technically, you're part of the UK if that's the case.
You're part of the kingdom.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me also point out Australia is still technically part of the UK Commonwealth. Guess what?
What?
Yup.
That's not true.
What? Why?
I promise
it can't be true.
Look it up.
Is that your greenskeeper there, Dev?
Of course it is.
Maybe he hit your internet line. He's out there with the hedge trim.
I mean, maybe. Is this?
Also, let me point out, I don't use that temperature system. I use Fahrenheit.
Yeah, do you use metric everything and Celsius and all that stuff to you?
I mean, I use Fahrenheit because, most of my friends
because America.
In
it is literally one of the dumbest things we've ever done.
It absolutely
is establish our own country and be like, we will measure things our own way. It will make no sense to anyone else in the entire world.
And still have part of their measurements in our measurements.
Parts of yours only because we don't want to remake glasses of our own.
Yeah,
we have these.
Yeah.
So we'll measure this by this way, but we'll measure the other one by clicks and pounds and brain, anything else.
Just stupid.
We're a bunch of idiots.
Yes, absolutely.
But also, I love every time someone's like, America has freedom units. I'm like, all right, you lean way too hard into that freedom.
Freedom units?
Oh yeah, that's what a lot of people call the Fahrenheit and all that. It's like freedom units. Yeah.
Never.
See, this is why we go to war. We're going to correct that. We're not going to be taking any slander. About to show Canada why we don't have free health care.
I am not saying Canadians.
Don't fuck around, Canada.
I am saying I have literally heard Americans call like.
That's why That's why you guys talk about Canadian units. Okay, you take your damn Canadian units somewhere else. Talk about it's 4 degrees outside.
Jesus Christ.
Sean's like, it's burning hot out here. It's 28.
It is.
That makes no sense.
It's
That's how much?
Idiots. We're bumbling idiots.
58 degrees.
We're like the world's corporation. We're all just plugged in hamsters on the wheel while everybody else like lives a full life.
Yeah.
For reference,
when you say 58 degrees, are you talking about Fahrenheit or Celsius? Because
I'm using Fahrenheit. If it was 58 degrees Celsius, I would be
on fire. See, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know how any of that works.
That Sean did tell me once, like, is it 0 is like 0, right? Like that's freezing or something.
Yes, 0.
So that does make sense. See, again, we're the idiots. 0 below freezing is like 0, and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes a ton of sense. That's exactly how you should do that.
For reference, Celsius.
Why are we talking about Canada?
I don't know. At Celsius,
we've done this. This has gone on too long.
Hold on. Just let me finish so Dev gets the picture. At 30 degrees Celsius, it's 100 degrees. Anything above that, it gets really hot.
So they go from 0. They go from freezing to on fire in 30 ticks.
Basically, yeah.
Do you measure things in like half?
That's dumb.
Is there like a 16 and a half? Because our scale goes way longer than that. Like we go from 32 to 105. We have varying degrees.
Way more sense.
I know. I'm using Fahrenheit all the time.
So you guys are like, when it comes to video game scale, Canada's are like, they're like the 5-star review.
Right.
But we're like the IGN 1 through 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense. Because you're telling me that 30 degrees is a hot day just sounds dumb. It just doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah.
When 0 is freezing, 30 should not be warm. 30 should be like lukewarm.
Yarden says 100 is boiling. Is that the boiling? Is that the flashpoint? Is 100?
Yes.
See, it makes sense. 0 is freezing. 100 is the flashpoint. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Like we don't want to say it. We don't want to say it's 28 degrees outside and it's like a hot summer day. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
That doesn't sound hot at all.
Let me point out,
it's 95 today out here.
With like the heat point or like the whatever you fucking call it. I don't fucking know. I hate.
Look at this statement. D Life says, I think each Celsius is like 3 Fahrenheit. Now,
so okay, hold on. If you want to do the conversion of Fahrenheit,
nobody wants to do the conversion. Let's stop.
I'm not saying that, but like if you do it, it's like divided by 9, whatever the temperature in Fahrenheit is.
I won't be doing that.
Sorry you had to hear this.
Fahrenheit forever.
I apologize to
Fahrenheit.
It's funny because my boss goes, "Hey, what's that in Celsius?" And I'm like, "Fine, I'll do the conversion."
Who gives a fuck?
Just look, it's hot or it's not.
It's cold. Yeah,
Leave it at that.
That's it. Well, I mean, in Canada, it's never hot. It's just cold.
It's true. It's just cold.
Cold and less cold.
Excuse you. It was 80 degrees earlier.
No, you must guys, but then like in lava up there, apparently.
Right. That's shenanigans.
Again, that's Fahrenheit.
It's gonna be snowing again in like 2 months for you guys. What difference does it make?
Yeah, you'd be fine.
What snow? It didn't snow at all for us.
Get the snow dogs out. Haley's Canada is very different.
Apparently, because I feel like Sean, 9 months out of the year, it's snow. 100%.
That's Alberta for you. That is 100% Alberta.
Look, it's all the same Canada as far as I know.
It's just Canada. There's Alaska, there's U.S. Canada, and British Canada, apparently. And French Canada. There's 3 Canadas. There's our Canada, the French Canada, and apparently the King's Canada.
I mean,
those are the Canadas. I don't know. Where is Toronto? Which Toronto? Is that like the Saudi Canada? I don't know whose Canada Toronto's is.
An hour from me. It takes.
So that's the King's Canada. So we have the King's Canada, France's Canada, and America's Canada.
Okay, but also technically you're not wrong because Quebec wants to like secede from the country all the time.
And go where?
That's
And do
because
No,
it's not even a real country, anyways. That's why.
It's the same way that Texas threatens to secede from the Union. That's
not
what
never been like real.
listens to
Nobody's.
Texas.
That's not a real thing.
I agree.
joke.
I'm just saying to make a comparison. Quebec is.
That's not a good game. I think Quebec is serious. I think they're all talking French about how much they hate y'all. I think that's for real. The Texas isn't real. That's just dumb grandstanding. I think Quebec means business. I think there might be Canada and Civil War one day.
We've been talking about this for like 17 minutes.
It's been way too long. I've tried to get us out of this multiple times.
It's because it's hilarious, and we probably all need to laugh.
That's
It's
true.
funny.
Yeah,
That's true. It is like our secondary tagline. It's like our secret show. Like we have the video game show, we have the live show, but then there's also like the Trashing Canada show.
Yep.
Like a
100%.
frequent recurring theme. It's a bit. It's a place in video games a bit.
1000%.
It's like
I don't even know why we have any Canadian viewers. The shit that we talk about you guys' country.
It's court. Blame court.
Blame
Yeah,
Canada
this is
podcast.
true.
Nice.
Blame Canada podcast. Absolutely. We might have to start that up. That might have to be a thing. All right, Donnie, we have some news.
A lot of news. I'll try
lot
to
of
get through it somewhat quickly. Let's start with PlayStation, which we have a lot. Sony has announced new management structure and formalized new leadership for Sony Interactive Entertainment. So Jim Ryan left. Thank the world. They've split his role into two roles. So I don't know the name. Hideki? Any idea?
I would butcher it. So
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna
best.
go with
Hideki.
Okay, Hideaki Nishino has been appointed the CEO of Sony Sony Interactive Entertainment's platform business. So think hardware, financial services, all that stuff. Herman Hulse has been appointed the CEO of the Studio Business Group. So he's overseeing all of the PlayStation studios, PlayStation Productions, and Bungie. All of these things go into effect June 1st. Hiroki Tataki will continue to serve as chairman of SIE in his role as president, and he will also continue to be the COO and CFO. So they're saving a fortune off of this guy. This guy is making 5 jobs on one salary. Nishino and Hulse will report to Tataki, and they intend to collaborate closely to strengthen each business and all of the, maximizing synergies, things that corporations say.
I mean, really, the thing here to note is that basically Herman Hulse's job hasn't changed. It's the same.
He got a pay raise.
Yeah.
He's got a bump in salary. Hiroki did have a statement, in a wider statement, about what all this means, talking about the showcase that is to come. And he said, later this month, you will learn about the long-term vision for Sony Group and the essential role Sony Interactive Entertainment plays in that vision. As I mentioned previously, fiscal year 24 marks the start of the mid-range plan period for Sony Group, in which we set the course for sustainable growth. So it's been rumored for some time that we are having some sort of PlayStation announcement soon. This seems to back that up. So a week or two.
PlayStation announcement or like a Sony announcement?
It's a PlayStation announcement.
All Sony
So
stuff.
the way that statement is phrased makes me think like PowerPoint kind of situation.
Exactly.
But again, there have been the rumors of like an actual PlayStation showcase.
There's going to be a PlayStation show. Yeah, there's a PlayStation
It's
show.
been a rumor every month since this year started. There's going to be a PlayStation show this month. There's going to be a I swear to God, every month there's going to be a PlayStation show. It never.
Well, I think there is going to be one this month. And like I said, there was one last year in May. And was there one the year before in May? Like this is their their beat. They like to get out in front of Summer Games Fest. Yeah. They have their own time. Like, yeah, they're going to have something. Hopefully, they're going to show us an Astrobot game. Anything else you guys want to see from them?
Not Astrobot.
I mean,
hoping for Astrobot, baby.
I'm hoping they don't show Astrobot.
I'm always hoping for an Infamous like port. That's not happening.
Is that real though? Do you have any? Is that just hopium?
No,
is there any idea that they actually might do that?
No, that's just me huffing copium.
Yeah. Do you think, I'll put you, since you are more PlayStation people, do you think they'll talk about the Pro in said showcase?
In the showcase, no. Do I think it'll be a blog post immediately after the showcase?
I count. Like this month, do you think they'll unveil the Pro?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
It makes sense, honestly,
I think
because you want to gauge interests, right? So,
what are the rumors out there? The rumors are the next man up. Like we've got what's the Concord, right?
yeah.
So that's out there, and then there's the Horizon remaster, and then Ghost. Right, those are the rumors. Those are kind of like the next things that are coming down the line at some point.
I mean, we
Ghost
should.
is probably next year, not this year, but like it's up next. Like so, they should be showing it sometime.
We should also theoretically see
Is it?
Ben's next game as well.
I think so. It's been in development since like 2021, right? 2020. It's been a minute.
Has it?
I think so.
For me, what's up next is Wolverine. I don't know anything else.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, the Spider-Man should be next year. So that's something else they could do.
Yeah,
They could show us something now for next year. I think maybe you hold on to it, but they could.
Death Stranding 2 is coming up soon.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, that's another one. So yeah, there are games out there for PlayStation. They're working on stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Astrobot,
not too worried about it.
big
Plenty of
awesome
games
Astrobot
coming.
game. Big open world, beautiful 3D action
It's the
Astrobot.
one thing I pray that
So
we don't
excited.
see
Custom
is
controller,
any more
custom system.
Astrobot.
Big studio
Wait,
edition.
yeah, you don't like Astrobot?
No, absolutely
This is crazy. This is like egregious.
It's a platform.
Loves
I could care
PlayStation,
less
hates
about it.
Astrobot. The cutest character
Can't stand
like
it.
the world has ever
I
seen.
don't like cute.
It's adorable.
We know
Absolutely
this.
adorable. Put them in.
I
I need an
no, thank
Astrobot
you.
kart racer. I need an Astrobot golf. Like Astrobot everything. It's the best.
Ugh. Surefire way to turn me off is to talk about Astrobot or cute games. No, thank you. Get that the fuck out of here.
Well, what about finances? Because we also have Sony's financial report, where the PlayStation 5 unit sales are 7% ahead of PlayStation 4 and 66% ahead of PlayStation 3 in the same amount of time on the market. PlayStation net sales for games and services rose 17% year over year. And in total, PlayStation moved 20.8 million PlayStation 5s. This is the highest annual amount to date, but shy of their targets. Their original target was like 25, and I think they dropped it to 21. So they came in at 20.8. The demand for the PlayStation Portal exceeded supply for several months, with the device doing better than expected. And they wrote, as we enter the second half of the console cycle, we expect the number of PS5 units sold to gradually decline. However, by steadily maintaining and expanding the consistently increased number of active users and our user engagement while strengthening control over business costs, we believe that we'll be able to steadily increase sales and profits for the PlayStation platform moving forward. Now, if you saw, I put this down. I don't usually care about like what the rest of the companies are doing, but I saw several headlines. You know, everybody like makes their own point about things. If you saw like negative news or critical news about the financials, Sony revenue as a whole was down 7%. That has nothing to do really with the PlayStation market.
Not
It's
at all.
other factors inside of Sony.
PlayStation was up.
But they did talk about more multi-platform games as a way of raising profits. So they might be looking at a way to make up for losses in other sectors by doing more PC ports or other things like that. Well, I don't know. Remains to be seen. But
Again,
PlayStation business is very strong.
Helldivers, man.
Well, they need to fix
Helldivers.
that and remake it available in the countries that it was delisted in first. So
Do they have to? I don't think they have to.
Did we
Would
talk
it be
about
nice?
Ghost
Sure.
last week on the show? Did we talk about Ghost last week on the show?
I feel like we did.
Ghost of Tsushima did the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we
pulled
did because we
Ghost
talked
of
about
Tsushima
Green
and
Man
the other
Gaming just
things.
completely pulling it off their site because
They took it all
Oh,
down.
can't sell it.
yeah, but now it's actually on Steam itself in the same restrictions. Like
Yeah,
Steam.
all the countries that it's not, the PSN is not
Which is
in.
weird because when we talked about the Helldivers story, they said they were like, "We're not going to require you to do this unless you want to play multiplayer." And it was like 2 days later, they're like, "You're not even going to be able to buy it anymore." Like that's all changed.
I mean, like I said, that makes sense. It's just easier to go ahead and say, you know what, the full game isn't available in this region, so we're not even going to sell it until we figure out a way to fix everything. Makes sense to me.
Okay. I mean, it's better than selling it and then trying to turn it on and block everything. It's better than that. I agree with you. Is that the best way to do it? I think you could just release the game without the PSN requirement at all. Like that's the better way of doing it. You could just do that.
I mean,
that would make them that would make them the most money. But yeah, they don't want to, and that's their prerogative.
Here's the other thing. I saw a couple people speculate that the pulling Ghosts from the regions was actually Steam doing it out of fear of what's it called? Like the way that like business protections for consumers are in other countries.
Makes sense. Because I figured that was the same reason that the Green Man Gaming just said, you know what, we're not even going to deal with this at all. Like, we're just not going to sell it.
So I saw, and you may be right. I have not dove into the story at all. So I'm not even saying that I'm different. But during the Helldivers thing, I saw a Reddit thread where there was a lot of speculation that Steam was the culprit for them pulling on it. And then it all just turned out not to be true. People are like, yeah, Steam was like, yeah, we didn't do any of that. So,
well, to be fair, I did see I know what you're talking about. The comment there from Steam support, which like this was at the request of the publisher.
Yeah, people were like Steam pulled it from other countries. I was like, yeah, none of that happened. That was definitely PlayStation's call. So I don't know if that might be mixed up or just internet conjecture, or that might be true. Could
also just be a support member, literally like talking out their ass because half the time they go off too. Yeah.
Happens all the time. We got PlayStation non-essentials for this month, headlined by Red Dead Redemption 2. There's also Deceive Inc., The Sims 4 Sitting Living expansion. Dev, you got to play it and let me know how it is. Crime Boss Rockay City. You remember that?
Yeah, I don't have the non-essential tiers.
You got to get the non-essential tiers. Got to get the Super PlayStation tiers.
For these trash games? No way.
The Settlers, hey, Red Dead Redemption 2, man. Stranded, Alien Dawn, Cat Quest 1 and 2, Dev. Cat Quest. The Lego Movie 2 video game, Watch Dogs. That's your shit. Watch Dogs now available in the non-essential.
How old is that game? That was how I played that when I'm not.
Play it again. Hey,
and that's a re-release to PlayStation Plus because it was on PS Plus Essential a while back.
Well, also. Casual reminder, if you claimed Watch Dogs via the Essential tier of PlayStation Plus, do not play it through the collection or it will overwrite your license because the PlayStation license situation is absolutely fucked and has been for years.
Wow.
Wouldn't know anything about that.
You can get 2 Extreme, G Police, and Worms Pinball.
The only one of those I recognize is Worms Pinball. What the fuck are the other two?
They were PS1 games. 2 Extreme was like the precursor to Tony Hawk. Like it was, they had all of these extreme sports games before we got like Tony Hawk. G Police is also like a 3-player action adventure game or whatnot. It's original PS1 games. This is what your premium tier gets you.
This is the most
terrible
money.
PS1
the
games.
most.
I don't understand.
Cat Quest, Watch Dogs, and 2 Extreme.
Cost me fucking $25 a month.
This is absurd. I'll continue to say it. From the day they announced it, I was like, this doesn't make... It's backwards. I talk about Sean, I'm like, it's fucking backwards. It's like they're actively telling you...
for the trash.
They're actively telling you, don't give us this much money. It's like a troll. Like, what are you doing?
Demos,
I have the $25 tier. I never touch the PS1 classics. I don't fucking play them. I do use the game catalog often, though.
So yeah, that's Sony's financials.
That's in the second tier, though.
They're selling console.
Here's the thing. Though. That's in the next tier. Yes, but only half the collection. If you want to play any game labeled remaster in the collection, you have to have premium. Welcome to the way they tag their games.
The only thing that I think is good about the premium is like the streaming. Having the ability to stream that stuff from the app at any point is like the only good thing about the top tier. And I feel like that should not be even in that tier. It should be in a lower tier so you get more people using it. I don't know.
It's broken. It's broken.
So they sold a bunch of stuff. They're making a bunch of money. They got a lot of games. They did say with the decline in the consoles, and I'm just going off the cuff here because I remember reading it because I thought it was interesting. Apparently, a big part of their big target, like the 25 million consoles, is that they were selling a lot of consoles like at cost or at a loss this year, trying to move units. So they said that they expect to strengthen margins by not doing that because as console sales begin to decline, that they'll kind of stiffen up because the margins will be stronger on the consoles sold. Which I think says something. Not that PlayStation's still very good; they've got over 50 million of them, but I think it says something overall to like the greater console market. Right? We've been talking about this like kind of all year. Xbox has been like shouting from the rooftops, like, we're not finding new gamers. We're not getting new buyers. Like, people aren't buying the console market. And even that the PlayStation 5 is selling very well, if they're declining here in year, what, 5? 4? 5? 4?
I think it's 4.
4? If they're starting to go in the decline, it bears reason expecting that the PS5 probably won't outsell the PS4, right? That, like, it does look like the console business is maybe taking some sort of like a slight downturn or a cooling off period. And that's both interesting for the market, but also like as the Switch begins to launch and they try to do the same thing by moving an entire generation over to a new console, I wonder, that's something I'll be thinking about as the years to come as we monitor the Switch sales. Like, how does that impact? Is this a traditional console business problem? Does it also include Nintendo? Is Nintendo different because they're casual? Lots of thoughts about that.
I think it's a combination of several things. One, a lot of the games that have come out on PS5 have also been available on PS4. So a lot of people who are just like, I'm not too worried about upgrading. There hasn't been anything yet that has forced me to move to the next console. And by this point, we had a price drop on the PS4. There has been no price drop on the PS5. In fact, it's gone up.
Well, they did an official gone up, but it has been pretty. It's been pretty. You've been able to get sales, but not a permanent price drop. I was talking about that cross-gen thing about Switch because we were talking about Switch 2 and on Shaq this week, and we were talking about, like, do they try to do cross-gen stuff? And my read on the situation is definitely not. I don't think Nintendo. I think they've had the opportunity to sit back and see how this works and look at it, and I think Nintendo's like, yeah, we're not doing that. And to be honest, I don't think PlayStation wanted to do it either. I think Xbox doing it maybe led PlayStation. Yeah, they didn't want to do this, and I think you're spot on.
Thing.
Yeah, I think you're spot on.
We believe in generations thing. It was forced, and COVID just kind of jacked everything up. I was talking to a couple of my guys at work, and one of the guys, Jacob, he's had every PlayStation. He says, like, I haven't felt the need to get a PS5 yet because, quite honestly, everything I've wanted to play is coming to PS4.
Yeah, he still
so
played.
I can just wait.
Most games, and a lot of people don't care about the quality and the ray tracing. Like, I can play it, right? It's fine.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, you're spot on. And I don't know what Nintendo will do, but I expect that they will go. Maybe there's like a cross-gen launch game or something, but I expect they'll be like, these are Switch 2 games. And if you want to play Switch 2, you're going to move over.
They are immune to this. People are going to buy the next Switch.
Yeah.
Because it's the new thing. It's going to be something that's going to be different than the old Switch. It's going to have Switch, like I said, like you said, I don't think they're going to do the cross-gen thing. They're going to have that new hotness. Where PlayStation and Xbox, because of when it came out, because of COVID, there wasn't that new hotness. And it's like they've continued to just say
they were hard.
You can play things both. Yeah.
They were hard to get. They were hard to manufacture. There were the shortages. They didn't have a lot of exclusives. They were doing a lot of the same games. And additionally, there was like that moment in time, I think it's still going, where nobody, and I'm kind of making, I want to make a bigger point later, but I'll kind of tease it now. Nobody wants to sell less games. And that's the big part of the cross-gen thing. People are scared to rip off the Band-Aid because nobody wants a $30 million copy game to suddenly only sell 6 because you locked it to next gen, right? Or current gen by these standards. Like, nobody wants to sell less games. Yeah. So like we are in that
how much they cost to make now.
That's where you start to see Xbox, but not just Xbox, start talking about multi-platform. How do we keep everybody buying the games? That's where the cross-gen thing really comes from. It's not because it really was, we want to sell as many of these $70 games as possible.
Yep.
And I'll make more points on this later. It's something I've been thinking about most of the day.
I mean, hey, to be fair, you know that my opinion is just rip that Band-Aid off. Let everybody play everything.
Yeah, well, you can make that opinion. We've got more questions. EA college football news, not yet. But the deluxe cover leaked. Also, the standard cover leaked today. I'm not sure if you saw it, but it's also out there. So tomorrow,
drop tomorrow? Yeah, it comes out
tomorrow reportedly, we will get a trailer that will officially unveil the cover, and I think like a trailer for the game, and pre-order should go live. GameStop has already put boxes up in stores. It's on shelves. Like the PlayStation
They
Store,
have
which
stores
originally
still?
leaked the game, is already there. So we're expecting some NCAA football news tomorrow. And what that news should be is a regular edition game for $70, a deluxe edition game, I think for 90 or whatever, and a homecoming edition for $150. I'm interested to see what comes in that version.
Didn't you call
But
it like the Heisen Trophy edition or something
it
like
might
that?
be the Heisman edition. Maybe I wrote this down wrong. I don't remember. But it has been reported, I think very accurately, that this will be next gen only, current gen only. I keep saying that. It'll be Series X and
Good.
PlayStation 5 only. There will be no PC version of the game at all.
That feels weird.
No, it doesn't.
I
Sounds about right.
It doesn't. If you had asked me this a year ago, it's exactly what I think we said and guessed. But EA has been all in on PC for years, so I'm slightly surprised to see it. But there's a couple things that work.
I saw you speculate about mods, right?
So first, Matt Brown, he's like the extra point guy. He's been covering. He's got sources in the studio. He 100% said, "I think this is about cost." He said this is about establishing a new franchise. They don't expect Madden, or they don't expect EA College Football to sell anywhere near as many as much as Madden does. So it's about cost. They don't want to develop a third version of the game in their launch year. It's about establishing a new franchise. It's been gone for a decade. There's possible that some platform holders, one or the other or both, have contributed to making sure that this is kind of like a console seller, because people will buy consoles for this game. So they may have pitched in costs. But I also think the NCAA and college football are on the brink right now when it comes to, there was a news story today. They're being sued for $20 billion of antitrust stuff and NIL stuff. And I think they're about to reach a settlement, and it's going to put a bunch of new rules into NIL and all this kind of stuff. I don't think the NCAA or the colleges want PC modding in NIL stuff or players that opted out. I don't think anybody wants any of that. I think that's probably a big part of this. I think they're like, absolutely not. They want to like kind of play it safe. And I would expect that eventually, if this becomes an annual franchise like EA wants it to, I would expect that it probably will come to PC, but probably in year 2 or 3, right? Like after, because the EA model is we'll build an engine, we'll build the game, and then we'll kind of make improvements to it. And that's what we saw with Madden. Madden on PC has been like a generation behind for a couple years. And so I could see them launching on console, then maybe next year or the year after they bring the NCAA game to PC, kind of once the lay of the land is. Yeah, because and I say this, I should have also mentioned, as somebody who follows this franchise, there is a gigantic NCAA on PC modding community. I mean, it's huge. Entire Twitch and YouTube channels around it, like it's its own thing. And I just think they don't want their game touching any of that right now, because things are kind of
heating up.
Fluid. Yeah. Because if somebody opts out of the game, some athlete, and somebody just mods them in, makes a big deal, if it goes viral, all of a sudden they're getting sued again. Like I don't think they want, they don't want any of that. I don't think they want to touch it.
I wonder how they're gonna handle roster sharing, because technically you do the same thing on the console.
I'm not expecting there to be roster sharing in the game. I don't think that's going to happen. There's a lot of people wondering.
Like that was like one of the big things about college football.
I think people are. Those are the biggest questions in the Reddit forums that I follow. The biggest questions are school builder and roster share. And my expectation is that they won't be there, but who knows? Maybe they will. We'll see.
So I understand what roster sharing is. What's the other thing?
Team builder, where you can actually create your own school. So D2 schools aren't in the game. They only did like the first division. So like if I wanted to create my alma mater in NCAA, I think 09, 11, 12, 13, 14, I could go in and create a school. Not only could I create it, I could create like their own logos, and you could make the school. And then I could actually load that up to the cloud, and everybody else could download my school. I don't think they want any of that either. Again, because they don't want somebody to create a school and then that school sue them for infringing on their copyright. We've literally legislated all fun out of this game.
Basically. Because that was like the big thing about
It was so
NCAA
much fun.
football. It was everybody creating rosters, creating like
Yep.
you'd have somebody who would create every single D2 school
You could
uploaded, and you'd have
play
them all in the game.
1960s NCAA football, all legends NCAA football rosters. Like, yeah, it was so much fun.
Okay.
And now it's zero fun, sir.
I mean, to be fair, my only experience with like NCAA college football is again, I'm gonna bring up Ray. Every year for his birthday, he does like a 12-hour like mascot tournament.
Nice, yeah.
Where like he doesn't play the game. He sits there and watches the game simulated for him
for 12 hours.
It's his birthday stream. He loves doing it every year. He
That's
gets
a
tons
lot
of
of
everything.
mascot
Punishment. That's oof.
But
I
no,
think they
it's like-
should have made the game without any names. Without any, just generic roster. I mean, not even position. Just these are the players. Like, you know who the quarterback. Like, we don't have to do any of that.
The same way it's always been
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that how the game has always been? Like, it was just the generic
until now.
roster?
Until now, now it actually has
Well,
players.
Sort of, but like back in the day, you would have like QB, like the numbers match.
The numbers
You know,
were
like
there, yeah.
QB 7, QB 10, and if you went into the roster, and the players looked like
The
what
player
they were
was there. It
supposed
looked
to
like
look.
the player had their
Yeah.
stats.
That's
for
why
the
they
most
got
part.
sued, because
Yeah.
it was the player's likeness. I literally think you just do a randomizer, random numbers and everything, and colors, and it's just the team.
You just
You
say,
don't
hey,
know
the game's
who's
out.
who.
Go ahead and fix your rosters.
I wouldn't
Feel
even let
free.
them do that. I'd be like, look, you're just going to play as whatever is there and call it a day. But I'm glad everybody's getting paid. I am glad about that. It does feel like
Well, not Archie Manning. He said no.
It's taken 10
Yeah.
years to get
I don't
back
know who
to
that-
this point
Why would he
and
say no?
billions
How
of
much
dollars.
did they offer?
The standard contract for, I think it was 800 or 1200. I don't remember, but we talked about it on the show.
I thought it was 500.
That was the original one. It went up.
Oh,
They originally said 500. It did go up. I think it was 800 or 1200. That was the standard. Like, that's like the base if you signed up. There are other players that got promotion deals, and not even cover athletes. Like that play, there are players that like just tweeting about it or streaming it. They got money. They got thousands of dollars to do that. So
yeah, that makes sense. If you're an influencer and you're playing the game
Yeah.
and streaming it, you're
Star
gonna give it
players.
coverage. Yeah.
star players, yeah. And then the cover athletes got paid like cover athletes, and like there's money to go around. Like EA
Yeah,
has
that's like
all
a lucrative thing. Yeah.
since the beginning, and I will give them their flowers here. Like, give credit where credit's due. When they got sued, EA was like, we are happy to pay the players. We don't have a method to do so. Do you want us to distribute 170 different checks to schools and have them divvy it up between their player? Like, tell us how to do it, and we will.
Yeah.
That was always their thing. So it was never about greed for them. They were happy to cut
No,
the
yeah.
players.
I think because I could have sworn that I remembered like seeing that like that's why it stopped, right? It's because EA was like, look, we'll pay you. We just don't know how.
Yeah. Tell us how. They have signed like, it's obscene. I don't remember what it was, but it's like, I want to say like 10,000 players. I don't remember all, but like a ton of places got so many players to sign up. So pretty expensive.
Sorry, Yarden says $600 in a copy of the game.
I think something like that. And again, that's like the standard payment.
It's 12,800 players.
See, I was thinking like,
Jesus!
yeah. So it's not, and that's the thing that they had to, because when it first came out, there was, and I don't, we talked about the show, I don't want to redo it all, but in short, when it first came out, that 500 number, people were like, that's way too low. And EA had to remind people, we're paying 12,000 people. This isn't Madden. There aren't 400 players to pay. Like, we're paying 12,000 people.
How many
It's
schools is that?
It's like
134.
134. Schools. Yeah, it's a bunch.
It's 134 schools, 12,800 players, and they're offering
So
the
like if
student
you're like the
athletes
third
$600
center
and a copy of the game.
on Harvard, you got a check and a copy of the game. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you were a star player, if you were one of the cover guys, or you're a star player in your team, you got more. Like, they paid you for your likeness. They realized that they're making money off of you, and they paid you accordingly. Some players I heard got as much as 10,000. Not to be on the cover or anything, like just to sign their likeness, they got 10 grand. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, tomorrow, college football. All right, let's get on to the fun stuff. Today, Assassin's Creed unveiled their newest game, Shadows, which comes out November 15th. Shadows takes place in 16th century Japan, and to quote Ubisoft, the country is heading towards a brutal path to unification, where unrest grows and new coalitions appear and corruptive foreign influences infiltrate the land. Players will experience the intertwined stories of Nawe. Did I get that right? It's spelled like Mayo, but I think they said it was Nawe.
It is
The
Nawe.
adept shinobi assassin from the Iga province, and Yasuke, the powerful samurai of historical legend. I'm sorry?
Yasuke. Say it right.
That's not what they said. So it's coming to consoles, Mac, Luna.
Yeah, that was weird. Mac was
and
weird.
Epic Games Store and the Ubisoft Connect. When I say consoles, I mean PlayStation 5 and Series X and Series S.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Before we even go any further, why would you do the Epic thing again? Like this is
what they do. This is Ubisoft's. They've been doing this. Ubisoft said they were like, we're coming back to Steam, and what that means is 18 months after our games come out, we will put them back on Steam.
Like,
it took Valhalla forever to come to Steam.
They got paid for it for both of them, and it's like, why? It doesn't matter. You're gonna make more money if you put it on Steam at launch.
I'm gonna do some defense for Ubisoft here. I agree with you. I want it on Steam. If it was on Steam, I'd buy it on Steam. Ubisoft is really good at running the numbers and knowing how they're going to make money. That's why they do their sales and everything. They have here is the path to capitalizing the most revenue. And if they're putting their games on Epic and the Ubisoft store, it's because their share of those sales make it worth it to not put it on Steam. And I think there's some double dipping going on for players when they do put their games on Steam.
Yeah.
So I think that's a part of it too. They'll sell it to the diehards and Ubisoft
Steam
and Epic, but when it comes to Steam, those players will buy it again.
I mean, because my thing is like, even when you buy it through Steam, you still have to install Ubisoft Connect. Like, you still require the Ubisoft launcher. So I don't understand. Like, I get the double dipping thing. Like, let's be honest here. I would love to own most of the Assassin's Creed games on PC.
I think it's the share. I think it's the Steam share. They're trying to circumvent Steam's cut of the profit. That's why they do the Ubisoft and Epic, because they're not paying 30% off the top. Like, out of that initial wave of the people that are paying full price for the game, I think Ubisoft's trying to capture as much revenue from those purchases as possible, and then they will bring it to Steam.
Dev and I were doing like minimum wage Ontario math earlier when I told him the price for like the Ultimate Edition here. It's $169.99 before taxes.
Is that the statue one or not the statue?
No, that's the digital Ultimate Edition.
Because I wrote down here
the one that's like 90 for us.
But I wrote down the in the notes, fucking awesome stupid edition. Yeah. This is the best stupid edition I've seen in some time. I really want it. It's a fucking console amount of money. It's insane. It's like $300.
$279.
Goodness. Oh, why? Why is it? If it was $199, I'd bite. But I think at $280, I can't. That's too much.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
It's too much. I want it though. I want it a lot.
It's not coming to Steam because that.
The other problem is
Donny Pass.
Jack only has it on Series. Jack only has a Series S in the Steam Deck, right? So if I bought the physical, he couldn't play, and he's gonna want to play this. He's been on the samurai shit. He's so stoked for Ghost of Tsushima. He's been telling me every day about Ghost of Tsushima. Dev, you'll be happy to know I've been shitting on Ghost of Tsushima every day that he comes to tell me about it. I'm like, who gives a shit?
Basically, how I treat Astrobot. Lovely.
And today he came. He was in a bad mood. He's all tired from school, and I was like, "Did you see the new Assassin's Creed game?" He was like, "No." He looked at me. I was like, "You should though." And I just left it at that. I was like, "You probably should go look at it though," because before you get any questions or anything, dude, I thought the trailer looked fucking dope. Yeah. Looks great. Shoots right up to the top of like my most wanted game of the year. I can't wait to play it.
Favorite part is they brought back one of my favorite hidden blade things from 3. I love that. In 3, you could literally like take the hidden blade and use it
in the back way. Yeah. And that in the cinematic when she dodged and hit I was like, I hope we get to do that. Like, I so badly want to do that. Shit was awesome. And here's the thing. I think both characters looked great and excellent and looked fun to play with. Yasuke, Yasuke. How do you say it again? Say it for me, Dev.
Yasuke.
Yasuke. Dude's got a fucking spiked baseball bat. I was like, that's dope. But I'm not gonna lie. I want to play as Nawe, I think, most. Like, it is the hidden
I'm
blade.
shocked.
I'm like, dude, this looks great.
Shocked.
So, but you get to play as both. And they talked about that. Like, they're going to be intertwining. And in one of the trailers I saw, this was the only one that I watched, they talked about both characters and how they're different, where they come from. And I really like, and I don't know, like, if it's just, we'll see when we play the story if this is how it plays out. They talked about Yasuke, and they're like, he's an outsider. He's a foreigner. He's come here. He's adapted to this. And they're like, he's discovering this land and these people as you're discovering this land and people. And they get there like, but Nawe, she is here. And this is impacting her and her family. And I was like, I am so fucking here for like both of and on Reddit, the little Reddit that I saw, there were a lot of people, it was going back and forth. So I would call it split. But there were people that are like, not another dual protagonist game. And just my take, I couldn't be more excited to play as both. Like I think they nailed it.
This is a different dual protagonist.
Yeah, I was like, this is great.
But I'll point out why the reluctance of the dual protagonist. They've done this before, and they fucked it up heavily. And I do not mean
Syndicate.
Yes,
I love Syndicate. See, that's another reason why I think it's one of my favorites.
Hold on. I love Syndicate as well. It's one of my favorites. It's really up there. Here's what I mean by they fucked up the dual protagonist thing before. In the lead up to launch of Syndicate, they talked about how both Jacob and Evie were going to be integral to the story. And how that turned out was Jacob got 95% of the missions, and Evie had about 5.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. They've done a lot of story sense, and they've done a lot of different character sense.
Yeah.
I just don't know how much that applies in like a post-Odyssey world. I don't think that's the same.
Okay, I don't either. And I'm giving Ubisoft, like, I love Ubisoft, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt anyways. But, like, here's the thing, though. I don't think it's going to play out the same way where that happens because, again, they've talked about how this will be an intertwining story and you'll be able to switch on the fly of characters, whereas with Syndicate, you had to go back to a hub base to switch between them.
Sorry to interrupt you. That's another. I didn't write it in my notes because, again, I didn't have a lot of time to dive in. But I did come across on Threads. I saw somebody say that you can prone.
Yeah.
Like you can lay down and sneak through the dark and shit and like turn off lights. And I was like, fucking A. Like,
yeah, I posted all of that stuff.
stoked.
Shinobi had a tweet where he gave all the additional details because, yeah, like you can take out additional lights. There's an active weather shooter, so you're gonna go through all the different seasons.
Yeah,
so a place
this
that has
isn't
a
like
pond.
This isn't Valhalla.
Will be frozen in the winter.
This isn't walk in and just melee everybody and leave. Like this isn't that. It's a whole separate thing.
Here's the thing.
And it's the final first next gen version of Assassin's Creed.
Dude, I'm like, I know I've been like carrying this banner all like I'm so excited. Like this is better than I ever thought it could be.
Yeah.
Like I was like, dude, this is going to be great. Like I want to buy the stupid edition. I want to buy it.
Like I literally so
they make a stupid edition for PC. Can I buy the PC code but also get the stuff?
I couldn't. Yeah, the stupid edition does come to PC and comes with a digital code.
I might get that then because I want the dumb one. I want the stupid one.
Here's like if we have to, things should get better in the year. Hell, I'll even help you pay for an edition for Jack if you have to do that.
No. If I get on PC, he can play it. He can stream it through a Steam Deck, or he can play. Okay. Yeah, he can stream it through a Steam Deck. I think.
I mean, if he was going to be,
we can get Ubisoft Launcher on Steam Deck. That's a thing, right?
I don't.
I have no idea. It sounds like it would be a bad time.
Garrett, when you listen to this podcast, please message me if you can put Ubisoft.
Yeah, I was going to say that would be a Garrett question.
If not, look at this. I have a machine that can stream everything from my PC to it, and he can or he can play on PC when I'm done, not when I'm playing it. But
the other thing that I want to point out when people are mentioning their reluctance for like not another dual protagonist thing. So they've done this. Each character has a different play style thing before. Again with Jacob and Evie, but it turned out that like Evie had all the stealth stuff. Jacob was a brawler, but you could play them both either way. I hope that
I'm going to Negan the fuck out of somebody with that bat
because I am literally pointing out right now.
This is one of his weapons.
I'm going to kick through a door and beat the shit out of somebody with that bat.
Oh yeah, destructible environments as well.
Oh, really?
Yasuke
I didn't even see that. That's awesome.
They have this.
So never mind. I'm not going to kick the door down. I'm going to
kick somebody
shit
through
out of
the
the door with the bat and then beat somebody with the bat.
Yasuke looks cool. I'm excited to see how his story plays out. But you know damn well 90% of the time I'm going to play as Naui. And I want to be able to murk all the fools in the world as her in open combat because I'm terrible at stealth.
Oh no, I mean I'm gonna do both. I'm equally looking forward to playing as both. But the hidden blade, again, it was that animation. Seeing him turn it sideways and go, I was like, I gotta if I can do that, I'm gonna do that to so many people.
So according to the game director, Yasuke will not have a hidden blade. They're both
No,
assassins.
he doesn't. Yeah.
They are both assassins, but only now.
She's the only one that has a hidden blade. That's her thing. She can't kick the shit out of people, but she does get to
she
just
can't take
fucking-
on multiple enemies. They said she's the you get him in the back, you take on a couple, and you disappear in the smoke. You get the fuck out of there. You're a shinobi. You are not. You are not an upfront fighter.
You know damn well I'm going to
look
try
good.
and see if I can do it.
Everything looked really nice. Like I'm jazzed. I'm so excited. Again, if you can't hear my voice, like stupid edition excited. Like need to put it on the Assassin's Creed shelf excited. Like
so I want to point out one more thing on the price thing. This is the second Ubisoft game to do like a $50 price tag on their stupid editions in Canada. Because Outlaws is also the same thing, $169.99.
Wow, nice, go you guys.
I'm not excited about
It's
that.
150, not 50. 150. So it's more.
Sorry, I thought that was cheaper than what we're paying. Is it not?
No, it's more.
So
oh, my bad. Never mind. Sucks to be Canada. Maybe you should write the king.
Okay. The Ultimate Edition in the US is $129.99. It's $160.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still talking about the stupid edition. I thought your stupid edition was $50 cheaper. I was like, man, that sucks.
No, we did the version. The statue stupid edition is $379.99 here.
Ooh, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to trade in a console or something. Like, I don't know. I might have to start looking around.
Like buy a PS4 for dirt cheap. I'm sure you can find that, or a PS5 for dirt cheap, and trade it in and get your stupid edition.
I might have to look around. I'm like, hey, I got to figure out how to do this, guys. I've got credit. I've got credit. I've got a $250 GameStop credit I've been holding on to for a while.
Well, shit. There you go.
You gotta do is,
I could on that. I've been holding on to it for like Switch 2 or something. I've been holding on to it for like not like a game, but I might just blow it on this stupid edition.
I thought
you'd only have to pay $20 afterwards.
I do have Switch 2 cash. I got it.
You're good. You're getting the stupid edition. I already see it.
I do want it. I want it a lot.
And you didn't watch either of the other like video because they posted the trailer. They posted a meet the characters, and they
watched
posted
that one
more.
I didn't watch the other one. I watched the meet the character one.
Okay.
I
watched all three.
I haven't watched the other two yet. All I've done
What's
is
the third one about?
So the third one is the like talking with the directors of the game, and they're going over all the different things that they've added since this is the first like next gen only.
Is there any gameplay footage, or is that
kind of?
Yeah.
It's
Nothing
kind
yet.
of. It's like an idea of what it may be, but it's still all. They're basically breaking down the trailer, so it's still just the in-game cinematics.
I want to see one of these castles.
And they're just. They show the Ego province. They go over that and they show you how grand it is. They said that the map is about the size of Origins, so not as big as Odyssey, but still a pretty big map.
Also, to be fair, Odyssey's map is 50% water anyways, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he said Origins, not Odyssey.
Yeah. Well,
it's about the size of Origins.
When Dev says not as big as Odyssey, if you took out all the water from Odyssey's map, it's basically the same size.
Not spend Switch 2 money on this. I don't know, man. I might have to. I mean, I have a choice. I'm gonna get Switch 2 to regardless. Don't worry about the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is gonna be getting. Switch 2 is gonna get got. Don't worry
this
about
is
it.
Delvin. I said Delvin. This is Donnie here. He's gonna get it. Why are you worried about it? It's not a big
also, here's the thing. If Donnie doesn't like it, he's gonna flip it instantly. So
no, not with the Assassin's Creed stuff. You see my shelf, right? I have like a whole shelf of Assassin's Creed.
I wasn't talking like anything that you don't like, you flip. So.
Plus, Jack has been after one of my Assassin's Creed statues because I've been talking about like loosely for like 6 months. I'm like, I might rearrange the cubes at some point and maybe move some stuff around. And he was like, "Are you gonna like not have room for some things?"
Which one?
I may not have a place for one of these statues to go.
Which
like maybe one of these needs to go to your room. I mean, I want to say Valhalla because I've got like 3 Valhalla statues, but it's going to be between. It's going to be like the French one, the French flag. I was probably going to send that one up to Jack's room because I just got that one because it was cheap. I think I paid like $20 for that statue. I don't really care about that game, which is like, was it Unity?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jack loves Unity, and I kind of hate Unity. So
I mean, 90% of the like,
fucking
if you go on,
Canadians.
If
you know what I'm saying, Dev? Fucking Canadians.
If you go on Reddit, like
Canada.
90% of the threads of people talking about Assassin's Creed, they always bring up Unity because they loved that it changed the parkour system. So
Jack loves Unity. That's his thing. So I might send that one up to him, and I'll create a nice, great equilibrium, balance, parallel cubby.
The only statue I have, the only statue I have is right behind. Well, actually in front of me, but like it's.
I was like, say, I don't see a statue behind you at all.
It's Ellie. It's
Canadians.
It's the only statue. It's the one that I had to pay the $100 surcharge for when I bought it off you.
Okay,
I've got like 4 statues.
We got a question. Hambone Johnny says, how do you think, or how do you want Assassin's Creed Shadows to differentiate itself from games like Rise of the Ronin, Sekiro, and Ghost of Tsushima? That's a great question. Having not played half of those games and definitely didn't finish Tsushima, I think I will allow the other ones to answer this first.
So how do I want it to differentiate itself? I don't know that I want it to differentiate much from Tsushima, if I'm being honest. Like, while I was not a big fan of anything but the main story in that game, the way that the combat worked and everything in Tsushima was really good. It's really nice. Oh God.
Donnie's laughing.
You made me almost spit liquor all over my keyboard.
That's literally why I stopped. It was like, days. Okay. No, I've not played Ronin, but like Tsushima had like an interesting combat system and like the parry mechanics and stuff like that for that were really good.
I would like Creed to be different from Ghost of Tsushima in that way. I would not like it to adapt similar combat as Tsushima. I want Assassin's Creed Ninja game to still play like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that's fair.
It still be Assassin's Creed. It can do new stuff, but still be Assassin's Creed.
Oh, it will absolutely play like Assassin's Creed.
I'll be happy.
Casual reminder to anybody, because again, like they point out that Yasuke will play like the more recent RPGs. Yeah, they're both going to play like the traditional RPGs, even if one is stealth oriented and one is not. Here's the reason why. This is an RPG still. Like literally in the pre-order thing, it's like, here's some skill points. Get some. Like that's
yeah.
Yeah.
And what are those stupid editions? You get the DLC, you get the season pass, you also get like early access. There's like a steelbook.
Yeah. 3 days. So 3 days early access. The steel blade. You get the collector's art book and lithographs. You get the katana guard. So the round part that goes above your hand on the katana. Nice. You get the world map, and then you also get the Creed wall scroll.
We did not even talk about
in my map.
Sorry to interrupt Hambone's question here. We didn't even talk about maybe the most important thing. After 3 years of shitting on Assassin's Creed, we didn't talk about Tyus being interested in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
You've got my interest. You've got my curiosity.
I got to see gameplay. People eating the hype today. I was like,
which again,
we're back.
See gameplay at Forward, which is next month. So
yeah. I'm not worried about like it being close to Tsushima, Sekiro Run. It's not. It's gonna still be Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Like that's the reality of it. It's gonna be its own game. It's not gonna be anything like that. Rise of the Ronin, it may be somewhat similar to that because Ronin kind of took its cues from Assassin's Creed and then threw some Sekiro in it. So I don't think it's going to be similar to either one of those. I believe the story is going to be much better than Rise of the Ronin. And Ghost just it's its own thing. Like I don't see them adopting the combat of Ghost of Tsushima, although I would absolutely love that because I love its swordplay.
I just don't want to be changing like stances and style. Like let me just
you won't be. And I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that in Ghost. Like I really didn't have to change stances much. Once you get it down, it's Totally
Yeah,
unnecessary.
you can do basically like each of the stances basically is the same.
Well, I
Yeah.
was doing that because that's what they told me to do. Maybe I should go back and not do that as much.
Yeah, it really comes down to being able to parry and dodge. Once you parry and dodge,
there were different enemies. They were like, all right, so like
Mhm.
this dude is like a heavy with a shield, so you got to change your stance so you can break the shield and stuff. So
it makes
I
it
was doing all
easier.
that.
If you change your stance, it makes it easier
don't
to
have to.
avoid certain
don't-
attacks in the attack, but you don't have to.
I
If you
was
can
doing it.
dodge or parry, it doesn't matter.
Because again, I just read what's on the teleprompter. I was like, okay, that's what I'm supposed
Especially
to
if
do
you
now.
if you get a perfect parry, you're gonna either one
Oh
shot or
yeah,
two
it doesn't
shot.
matter.
So,
Yeah.
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 I do want to play this on PC. Like, I want to turn it up. Let's play
Yeah,
this
I'm
best.
pissed that it's not coming to Steam because I would have to buy it myself.
Yeah, the Ubisoft Plus, $15, and you get the gold edition.
I don't want to give them money like that. I don't want to do Ubisoft Plus. That's too
Epic
much.
Game Store.
That's where it's gonna have to be. But the stupid edition. I want that wall scroll. Damn it.
Maybe I'll sell you. I'll sell you my
Kanji.
roll scroll. I'm not going to use the wall scroll. You can buy it for me.
Yeah.
I'll subsidize my purchase of the statue with your wall scroll purchase.
I want the statue too, though. So
No, I'm not giving you the statue. Fuck that. The statue.
I want the statue. I want the katana guard. I want all that. It looks dope. It's a dope ass edition. But
It
yeah,
is,
it's all
yeah.
going to come down to the gameplay review. I need to see what it's actually going to look like.
Speaking of
Yeah, that's what
stupid
it's like.
editions, slight tangent, but I have to ask: when Repop launches, do you think they'll do another stupid edition?
Who?
Yeah.
What?
Lollipop
Lollipop.
Chainsaw. Yeah, I do think they'll do a stupid edition because there's fucking dumb dweebs like us. They're going to buy it.
Dude,
100%. Yeah. We're all in.
100%. I
Yeah.
never buy physical games. They do a stupid ass edition that game.
So that's really the reason for the GameStop credit.
Oh, and Donnie disappeared.
What the fuck?
Oh shit.
Oh,
What the fuck just happened? I'm planning on buying multiple copies of games, right? So I'm planning on buying like Shadows of the Damned. Probably gonna Switch version and PC version. Lollipop Chainsaw. If it comes to Switch, I'll probably buy it more than once.
I forget. Did we get a release date for Shadows of the Damned?
No, it was just playable
Okay.
at the. But no, nothing yet.
Like I
So
know,
those are the games-
it's up on the store, but
They're expected to come out this year, both of them. So I think they're
Yeah.
coming. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway,
I have no idea what the fuck just happened.
It just does that sometimes. Just
Yeah.
whatever.
Melon being melon.
Yeah. Square Enix plans to, quote, aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy, citing, when they named what that means, PC, Xbox, and Switch, and mobile. The multi-platform strategy is part of a move to diversify earnings opportunities to allow more customers to enjoy our titles in regards to major franchises and AAA titles, including catalog titles. The strategy will maximize digital sales from new titles and pursue initiatives designed to win over the PC crowd. Their sale of games, net sales, were up 1% year over year, which due to inflation and costs led to a profit decline of 38% in 1 year at Square Enix. So that's why they're suddenly, again, back to the point I made earlier with the cross-gen, here's a reason why everybody's starting to, let's do multi-plat, let's sell game. We're running out of money. So trying to find ways to make more money. The Square business overall reported a profit drop of 69.7% in 1 year. So
That's
Sony was
crazy.
down 6. Square was down almost 70. Like, that is a huge drop off in 1 year. And Square Enix confirms that there will be layoffs in the US, the EU, a restructuring to their publishing division, layoffs in their IT division, as well as their indie game labels. Which, yeah, when any company dips 70%, there's going to be layoffs. I know there's layoffs happening everywhere, but that is a sharp decline.
Yeah.
I honestly think my take on this was like, that's great. I'm sure that they actually mean it. However, the exclusivity contracts have been signed for their major publishing games, for their next one, the last one, and the one that came out before it. So I'm like, what are they really saying? Like, they're telling